Hi, I'm Alexander Fountain, Graphics Assessment 2. Today I will be going into a deep dive the graphical techniques of the Far Cry franchise, and then demonstrating a replication of my own scene similar to one in the Far Cry world. In Far Cry, they have used a multiple amount of photorealistic textures. Artists likely created high-resolution textures for buildings, terrain, and characters in Utkarsh to achieve a photorealistic appearance. These textures would capture intricate details such as architectural elements, surface imperfections, and cultural motifs and material PBR workflow. CryEngine may have employed a physically based rendering (PBR) workflow, ensuring that textures follow a physically accurate representation of materials. Utkarsh's textures would have been designed to respond realistically to lighting conditions, showcasing accurate reflections and specular highlights. Real-time global illumination simulates how light bounces off surfaces and contributes to the overall illumination of the scene. Utkarsh could benefit from realistic indirect lighting, ensuring that light reflects off surfaces, creating soft and natural ambient lighting conditions. Light propagation volumes (LPV). CryEngine may have employed techniques like light propagation volumes to simulate indirect lighting in real time. Utkarsh's environment would show realistic interactions between light sources and surfaces, contributing to a visually dynamic and immersive experience. Accurate material responses. Global illumination ensures that materials in Utkarsh react realistically to lighting conditions. Surfaces would exhibit accurate color bleeding and tone changes based on the indirect lighting, adding to the overall visual richness. As well as dynamic lighting. Deferred rendering facilitates the use of multiple dynamic lights in the scene without significantly impacting performance. Utkarsh could leverage dynamic lighting for realistic day-night cycles, dynamic shadows cast by moving objects, and nuanced lighting conditions throughout the town. Modern game engines, like CryEngine in the case of Far Cry, allow for highly realistic blood effects. High-resolution textures, detailed particle systems, and advanced shaders are used to simulate blood splatter, dripping, and pooling with a level of detail that adds to the overall visual fidelity. Blood effects are often dynamic, with splatter patterns varying based on factors such as the weapon used, the impact velocity, and the hit location on the character or environment. This variability contributes to a sense of dynamism in combat situations and reflects the chaotic nature of intense battles. Blood effects can serve a functional purpose, beyond aesthetics. Blood effects are often localized to the specific hit location on a character's body. Headshots, for instance, may generate more intense and visually impactful blood effects compared to hits on other body parts. Different hit locations may also have varying degrees of blood spatter, such as arterial spray for critical hits. This level of detail enhances the player's perception of the impact of their actions in combat. Taking a cue from the captivating Greek-style housing scene in Far Cry 6, the goal for this scene is to capture the essence of classic Mediterranean aesthetics. Borrowing elements such as whitewashed walls, contrasting blue accents, and iconic columns, the architectural design exudes the timeless charm of Greek villas. Triangular roofs, open-air interiors with intricate mosaics, and lush landscaping featuring olive trees and mythical sculptures all contribute to the warm and culturally rich atmosphere. This scene is more than a reproduction, it's a personalized adaptation, blending authenticity with unique touches to seamlessly align with the narrative of the video project. Graphically, the inspiration translates into advanced techniques to enhance the visual appeal. Employing deferred rendering for dynamic lighting effects, the scene casts realistic shadows and reflections to bring out the architectural details. Real-time global illumination adds a touch of realism by simulating how light interacts with surfaces. The use of high-quality textures, including parallax occlusion mapping (POM), for surfaces like cobblestone paths and brick walls, ensures a sense of depth and relief without altering the underlying geometry. POM, a technique prevalent in Far Cry games, enhances the visual fidelity of textures, making surfaces appear more detailed and realistic, especially when viewed up close. Additionally, terracotta tiles, Mediterranean vegetation, and advanced materials further elevate the visuals, creating a harmonious and visually pleasing environment. This video project is a nod to the captivating beauty of Greek architecture, inspired by the aesthetic Now let's get into my deep dive of my graphical techniques used to create bullet holes that are created on a material. The branch node is typically used for making decisions in blueprint scripting based on a condition. In the context of spawning a material, the condition checked by the branch node might involve whether a certain criteria, such as a hit event, has occurred. For instance, it could be checking if a bullet has hit a surface. Spawn emitter node. If the condition in the branch node evaluates to true, hit event occurred, the execution flows to the true output of the branch node. The spawn emitter node is likely used to create a visual effect, such as a particle system or emitter, indicating the impact of the bullet. Particle systems, as well, are sparks, smoke, or debris generated upon impact. Spawn decal node. Following the spawn emitter node, the execution proceeds to the spawn decal node. The spawn decal node is responsible for instantiating a decal actor at a specified location. A decal actor is a visual representation that can be applied to surfaces in the game world, often used for effects like bullet holes. In the material impact, I'm going to demonstrate that it can be changed the material fairly easily and that it works with other textures, for example my little smiley faces. As you can see, the material has been swapped in with smiley faces and bullet holes. Also, the sound in my node graph is created using two selects nodes. Each one goes separately, one in the emitter and one in the spawn sound. The second select has bullet sound cue. Far Cry games often strive for a high level of realism and immersion. Graphically enhanced bullet holes, complete with dynamic decals and realistic material properties, align with this theme by providing players with a visually authentic experience. When bullets impact surfaces, leaving intricate and believable marks, it enhances the immersion and makes the game world feel more responsive and dynamic. Unreal Engine. I focused on crafting a first-person experience to enhance player immersion. Leveraging Unreal Engine's capabilities, particularly the first-person perspective, has allowed me to create a more immediate and intimate connection between players and the dynamic tropical weather in the game. Also, I just wanted to quickly demonstrate my grenade impact to show my interactivity with using inputs from the first-person viewpoint. The raindrop effects and dynamic lighting become even more impactful, enveloping me in the atmospheric nuances of the tropical environment. As I navigate through the game world, the weather system directly influences my visibility, creating an interactive and realistic experience reminiscent of the challenges faced in Far Cry 6's tropical landscapes. This first-person approach enhances the sense of vulnerability and engagement, making me feel like I am truly part of the unfolding weather events. Rain effects with Niagara. Particle generation. Niagara allows for the creation of intricate raindrop particle effects. Individual raindrops can be simulated and rendered, giving a sense of depth and realism to the rainfall. Dynamic properties, raindrop size, speed, density, and behavior can be dynamically controlled using Niagara's parameterize, responding to changes in the environment or triggered event surface interaction. Niagara enables the simulation of raindrops interacting with surfaces, creating ripples or splashes upon impact. This enhances the visual realism of the rain effect, especially when rain falls on various materials, creating wetness, making the environment look damp. Lightning effects with Niagara. Bolt creation. Niagara is adept at generating realistic lightning bolts. The system allows for the creation of branching and dynamic lightning patterns that mimic the unpredictable nature of real-world lightning. Dynamic illumination. Lightning can dynamically illuminate the scene, providing a dramatic and dynamic lighting effect. Niagara's ability to control the intensity, color, and duration of the lightning glow enhances the visual impact of the storm. Synchronized events. Niagara allows for synchronization between the rain and lightning effects, creating a cohesive and immersive weather system. This synchronization is crucial for simulating the natural correlation between rain and thunderstorms. Cohesive weather simulation. By combining rain and lightning effects, Niagara contributes to the creation of a realistic and cohesive weather simulation. The visual impact of raindrops, coupled with dynamic lighting from lightning. In the Far Cry series, achieving realistic ocean rendering involves sophisticated techniques, notably the use of splines to delineate ocean boundaries and landscape for dynamic realism. By employing splines, game developers can precisely define the contours of oceans, facilitating the creation of natural and seamlessly integrated shorelines and coastal areas. The use of procedural generation further enhances the realism of oceans by dynamically generating features such as waves, foam, and water details. This approach allows for the creation of vast and varied ocean environments that feel dynamic and natural, contributing to the immersive quality of the game world. The combination of splines and procedural generation enables game developers to replicate the complexities of real-world oceans, enhancing both visual fidelity and player engagement in the Far Cry series. On my Niagara system, I could implement a puddle formation. Consider adding dynamic puddle formation where rain accumulates on surfaces. Adjust the particle behavior to create ripples or reflections as raindrops hit the ground, and adjust the parameters of raindrop particles for more variation in size, speed, and behavior. This creates a more natural and diverse rain effect. Now on bullet holes, what could I do better for them on-site? Implementing surface deformation around bullet holes. This could include cracks radiating from the impact point or subtle dents, contributing to a more immersive environment. I would consider providing players with customization options for bullet holes. This could include preferences for the appearance of impact decals, such as size, density, or style, allowing players to tailor the visual experience to their liking. Particle systems and aquatic life particles. I possibly could implement particle systems to simulate the presence of aquatic life. This could include floating particles resembling plankton or small debris in the water, contributing to the sense of life beneath the surface. Underwater flora. I should implement seaweed and plant movement and introduce animated underwater flora, such as swaying seaweed or plants. Dynamic movement adds realism to the scene and enhances the feeling of being submerged in a living, underwater ecosystem. Aquatic life fish schools. I could populate the underwater environment with schools of fish that swim realistically, creating a dynamic and lively underwater atmosphere. The presence of diverse aquatic life enhances the sense of immersion and contributes to a vibrant underwater ecosystem.